Happy Friday, friends. We made it another week. It is Friday, June 10th, and I thought I would tell you a little story about my former Diet Coke addiction. So if you've known me for decades, you will know that in my former world, I loved Diet Coke, and I would actually say I was fully addicted. Like, I had to have Diet Coke every day. That was back in the day, like when McDonald's offered the $1, like whatever size, super large. And so I would go through the drive-thru a couple times a day and get a large Diet Coke. And yeah, I would actually say I was addicted. It wasn't just that I liked a Diet Coke now and then. I needed the Diet Coke, or so I thought. And so it was always a struggle. And if you had asked me, do you ever see yourself not ever drinking Diet Coke? I was like, I would have said, no way. I will be drinking it the rest of my life because I can't live without it. It was that bad. And so 10 years ago, this spring, I believe, a dear friend of mine, we were at the beach, our two families, and a dear friend, she said that she had just been diagnosed with breast cancer. And I don't know if we knew that before we went to the beach with our families or not. I'm not sure the timing of that, but our families were at the beach over at Lake Michigan, and we packed up to leave, and they got in their car and we got in ours, and they were pulling away and we were pulling away behind them. And I was just quietly sitting in the car. Jack was driving, and it was like I heard this little whisper, like, would you give up Diet Coke for her so that you could pray for her every time you want a Diet Coke? It was not audible, but it was so clear. Like, would you give up Diet Coke for her so that you could pray for her whenever you're longing for that Diet Coke? And I was like, Lord, I would, because I believe in prayer and I've got a problem with Diet Coke. And so I want to say that was early June, maybe. And I remember having my last Diet Coke, and it was honestly probably like right around this time, because it was either right at my birthday or right after my birthday. And I remember thinking, okay, I'll do this, but I'm going to have one last Diet Coke on my birthday. And so her plan was, I believe she was going to do chemo for several months. I want to say it was 6 months. I could be fuzzy on the details, but I remember saying to myself I would commit to that. And so I did. And that was, must have been June of 2012, because I think this is the 10-year mark, if I'm not mistaken. So I said I would do that for 6 months. And it was very hard at first. I remember I desperately craved the Diet Coke because I was in pretty deep with DC, you know. But the more I did it, the less hold it had on me. And so she did her chemo for that chunk of time. And then, I didn't touch Diet Coke, not even a sip. And I would pray for her faithfully, whenever she would, have a chemo appointment, or when she wasn't doing well physically because of the effects of the chemo. And so I did that for 6 months. And then we were talking in that December, and she's like, well, now I have to do radiation. And I was like, oh, great, Lord. Okay, of course, you probably want me to give up Diet Coke now for the radiation. And so I was like, all right, I'll do it. I'll do it. Because I love this friend and I believe in the power of prayer. And so I then kept going on it, and I have no idea how long that chunk of time was, but I just know that it's 10 years later and I've not had one sip of Diet Coke. I have fully lost the cravings. There's no desire for it. And so I just share that to share that's a little miracle that God has done in my life, and it's been 10 years, and I know myself well enough to know that I can't start having a Diet Coke again, because I know I'll get back to where I was. And so I just chose back then that I was going to give that up forever. And I have, like, 10 years and running. And so I just want to praise God for that gift in my life of not having such a hold on me. And I'd love to encourage you. Maybe there's something in your life where you think I can't ever give this up, or I can't, even though it might not be good for me, and that's not to say, like, I don't know what your thing is, you know, who knows? We each have our own struggles. And for me, Diet Coke had a hold on me, and there's nothing wrong with Diet Coke. There's nothing wrong with soda. You know, for me, that was my struggle, and I needed to give it up. And praise God, with his help, I haven't had a Diet Coke in 10 years. So that's my Diet Coke story. I was fully addicted, and now I'm free. And I hope that encourages you this Friday. It's kind of fun to tell some of these stories. Sometimes you forget, like, oh, some people might not know that I used to be crazy, crazy addicted to Diet Coke. So I hope you have a great weekend. I know I'm going to, because it's my birthday. So we are headed up to the lake. We get to see Maddie this weekend, our daughter that's in college. And yeah, just to get to be on the lake, on the boat with my people. And I'm looking forward to that relaxing time. So I do hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and we'll see you here next Friday. Have a great day.